and welcome to today's special edition of Ubuntu Channel Sports, where we are hosting, we are watching along the Zambia versus Comoros game live with us, and I love the fact that you are joining us. Thank you so much for tuning in, and I'm not alone. I'm not alone today, and I have my co-host who is here in the stadium, Hero Stadium, watching the game live. Reuben, how are you?
Hi, Lawrence. So, we're at Hero Stadium here. We're watching the game live. That is between Zambia and Comoros. And Zambia started strongly.
Unto mo ba hindi mo kay? Yeah, I need to exit. It's on top. Oh. Madalo sa computer so. Uno ka stand by finish station. Uno ka doon sa fancy. Ka doon si.
Hi Lawrence, can you get me now?
Okay, I've seen it.
Lawrence, can you hear me? Seems Lawrence has a challenge. So you're watching live the game in Zambia versus Comoros, and Comoros have got a chance. And here in the stadium, people are booing. They don't want Comoros to score, but Zambia was started strongly, and now Comoros have got.
We are live on Ubuntu Channel Sports. I'm your host today, Lawrence. Watching along with you the Zambia.
I've got a corner.
First game. Right now, I'm joined by.
It's a strong start from Comoros as well.
Reuben,
it's going to be a tight game between Zambia and Comoros. Comoros with a corner, Lawrence now. It's good that you're back, Lawrence.
Indeed, Comoros have a corner, and Zambia is put on the leash already. And hey, Tostan Sabata comes to the rescue with that punch. Reuben, what is going on in the stadium? How is the emotion in the stadium right now?
So what's going right now is that Comoros are having much of the possession of the ball, and the Zambian fans are not happy, and have committed a foul just in the center circle, and Zambians are booing the Comoros guys. Now, there is a good chance for Zambia here with Pato Daka in the box, but they've lost that chance and they win a corner.
Interesting stuff. So, how do you rate the chances for Zambia at this point in time?
Sorry, Lawrence. Because of the noise is too much in the stadium here. I can hardly get you, but I can tell you Zambia has a corner, and
I'm saying
we hope they will score from this corner, Lawrence.
How do you rate the chances for Zambia in this game?
With the way they have started, I think they might win, and I'm happy with the lineup because this time around, at least we have got 3 defenders, Lawrence. The last time we started with 2 defenders, with Logic starting on the left, and on the right we had Luambo Musonda. But today we have got Shemi Maembe starting on the right flank, but we've retained Rodikawe on the left side, with the partnership of Musonda and Standi Mwape still continuing. But so far, so good for Zambia. We hope for the best, Lawrence. I think they will get this one. Yes, the fans are here, but the Hero Stadium is not full to capacity. We still have a lot of spaces here, Lawrence. So if there's anyone that is watching us and they're thinking of coming, Lawrence, Comoros has scored. Comoros has scored, unfortunately. And the fans are furious here in the stadium, and yeah, and it has gone silent, Lawrence.
Oh my goodness. Augustine, welcome Augustine to tonight's broadcast. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you, Lawrence, and I can see Reuben as well. I'm sorry, my connection doesn't allow me to join with video, but I understand, and I'm seeing that Comoros has just scored. And could you, Reuben, run us through what the goal looked like on your end? Can you hear me?
Lawrence, not to cut you short. Immediately the game started, Zambia had a chance and they've missed that, and they're going to have a goal kick for Comoros.
Now, the goal looks like it's coming from an error from Tandy Mwape, who was trying to hit the ball back to the goalkeeper, but the ball didn't have enough power to reach the goalkeeper. Do you put the blame of wholly and entirely on Tandy Mwape that you have conceded this time around?
I couldn't hear you, Lawrence. Just repeat the question again. Lawrence, are you there?
Yes.
Right, seems Lawrence has been.
Can you hear me, Reuben?
Augustine, I can hear you. Yes.
Yeah, he says the goal has just come from a back pass from Tandy Mwape, which was a little bit weak. He didn't have enough strength. What could have happened? Was it a communication breakdown on the two, players?
So, Augustine, what is most interesting now is that somehow the support for Zambia has gone down. Everyone is in shock because of that goal from Comoros. It's shocking, and I can confirm to you that though the Heroes can occupy 30,000 people, it's not yet full to capacity.
Yeah, and I think it's so far 15 minutes played, and Comoros is leading 1-0.
So, Augustine, earlier on you had shared the lineup. One of the changes that we see in this lineup is that Shemi Maembe has started ahead of Lusambo Musonda. Are you happy with that change?
I think it's it's a decent change for purposes of defense. You need to have natural wing backs. You cannot play any game with two defenders. Playing Roderick and Bambo as wing backs to me is a mixed calculation of your strategy, because those are natural wingers. You need them up front, you need them to push. Now we've gone into this game with three natural defenders. We've seen Chemi from the under-20, but he has had a break. He hasn't had the national team experience, since he left the under-20 and went on to play professional football and return. He hasn't been called to the national team until recently. So his experience is still, very minimal in that position at this level and for such a crucial match. It's unfortunate that, of course, we have conceded an early goal, which is what we needed to avoid. I'm hoping that the boys can still maintain their concentration. There's still enough time to recover and still win the match. We hope that the fans will be patient enough to wait for them to recover. But there's no time to waste at the moment to go for the kill. If it means to make any adjustment, you need to adjust so that you can get a goal before the match goes into the break.
Again, we just wasted a corner. Zambia had the corner and we just wasted it. When you are down, we don't have to be losing chances like this, Lawrence. What do you think?
I'm seeing the captain heading the ball well wide from that corner, and we should have tried to utilize that chance to create some more pressure for Comoros. Augustine, do you think Zambia can equalize at this point in time?
There's a chance. The game is still open. There's still enough time for Zambia to pick up, and I believe yes, Zambia can equalize. The only thing now is to know how you are going to recover. You are down. You are at home to a team like Comoros, meaning that you are a little bit or much more under pressure, to try and recover. What you don't want is to allow that pressure, to work against you, because as soon as it works against you, you concede. That would be very difficult for you to recover. At this moment, it calls for a very strong mentality from the players on the pitch, to be able to remain calm and understand that there's still, maybe 60 minutes to play in this game or so. However, go before halftime. If you don't get a goal in halftime, again, 45 minutes would be long enough for you to recover and win. We've seen football won in 5 matches. But what works against you is the other team's strategy, because they will try and frustrate you, knowing that you're at home. They will try and capitalize on the frustrations of your soccer fans, and that can cost you a good result. But we are hoping, and I'm very hopeful that this team can be able to equalize against Comoros.
At this point in time, Hero Stadium sounds like there is no one inside it. Are you sure we have fans in Hero Stadium at this point in time, Reuben?
Okay, Lawrence, I can hear you. Unfortunately, can you get me now? Okay,
Yes, I can hear you.
Can you get me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Yes. Yes, Lawrence was asking if we have fans in the stadium. Yes, we have the fans. Unfortunately, everyone is shocked with that early goal from Comoros. Yes, fans are there, and others are still outside trying to enter into the Hero Stadium. And up to now, it's not yet full to capacity. We still have space. If you are watching this broadcast and you're thinking of rushing to Heroes, there is space for you.
Lubambom Sonda should have buried that one. A rebound from the post. He should have buried that one. What is your take on it, Augustine Koka?
You don't, when you are playing the game, every chance, that counts, half a chance. You don't play around it. You are down, you must go for the kill. It's the upright, go and finish the ball. Stay calm. And that's what we're talking about. Stay calm. The moment you want to pressure yourself so much, you're going to even miss such golden opportunity. This is a golden opportunity. It's a half chance. Look at that. It's a half chance. The goalkeeper saves it, tips the upright, chip it in easily, and you equalize. Then you try to stabilize the game. But the moment you miss such, you are building pressure on yourselves.
And something interesting, Augustine and Lawrence, is that some fans have started shouting for a sub. I don't know who they want to be removed. Who has just started today in place of Lubambom Sonda in the number 2 position to be removed. Is it too early or it's okay? Look at Maembe.
Well, at this point in time, we are only about 22 minutes into the game. There is still hope for the best. It's not done until it's done. West off, we're just in the first half, and we still have halftime, and the coach has a chance at halftime to put his guns in place and to load his chipolopolos. But as things stand, the fans are likely to react like that, especially looking at the results we just got from Ivory Coast and the most recent results we've had let me just say since last year.
I mean, it's expected. The fans want a result.
Attack from Zambia.
Okay, we have Zambia.
The linesman has lifted this flag for offside. the fans have started coming to the party again. I think they've forgotten that we are down. They've started supporting the boys again.
Which is good.
It continues like this.
Augustine, any reaction to the fans requesting for a sub?
You see, I'm very skeptical at this point. Fans might be using their emotions to request for a sub. Who do you want subbed at this point? Because you want to allow them to settle. They haven't settled. They didn't settle. If you're going to remove Shemi, who do you bring in? A defender or a striker? I think one of the subs that will have to come in could either be Kings or Kelvin Kampamba. But I think you need
Augustine. If you see again, Comoros have got an attack where Shemi Maembe is. Okay. They've got an attack where Shemi Maembe is. It seems that they have found a loophole where Shemi Maembe is. Again, fans are still showing those frustrations with Shemi Maembe.
But Shemi Maembe has managed to deal with that threat so well and effectively, and the ball has been cleared. But should we blame this on Shemi Maembe alone, or there is something wrong in the defense? Because even the goal was as a result of a back pass from Tandy Mwapi, not Shemi Maembe. So why is Shemi Maembe the one who is being targeted for by fans, Reuben?
All right. So Lawrence, the way football is from the fans' perspective is that they only see where the opposing team is attacking very much. So in this instance, everyone is seeing the wing where Shemi Maembe is. That's why the Comoros team is dominating in terms of play and doing their counter attacks. If I would tell you something, Lawrence, it's not only the number 2 to defend. The winger has to track back with all the attacking players coming in from the opposition's half into your half. So I'm not seeing that tracking from our wingers. I don't know what you think, Augustine.
You see, from the time I saw the lineup, good as it may be, we do not have a natural midfielder, a holding midfielder. We are playing, I think, Emmanuel Banda in 6, or we are playing
again. Comoros have got an attack here from
midfield.
Again from the right.
So you can't entirely blame the defenders. Where are the holding midfielders who should neutralize?
So, like I said, Augustine, there is no one who is helping Shemi Maembe in terms of tracking of.
Absolutely. I mean, you need a holding midfielder. If you're not going to have a holding midfielder,
you're right. I agree with
you're going to overweight the defenders.
Shemi Maembe seems to have at least 2 or 3 players with him.
And that is where the strength of Comoros is. If you have observed, Comoros is splitting our wing backs. They have exploited that, one of our weakest links has been the wing backs. They obviously have watched and analyzed us, and they are stretching us. So when they stretch, they are able to, split. First of all, the midfield, they're able to split the defense. By the time they do, they are going to get set pieces right on the wings, or they're going to cross. And when you cross the ball, it's right in between there. When they have, strikers, they can easily score. So they're going to capitalize on our wing backs, because that is where they have observed and seen that our greatest weakness lies.
And so, now, Augustine,
that's where Ukemi is struggling.
Just to come in, Augustine, you have nicely put it that Comoros had studied us and they know where our weaknesses are. But I want to ask, what has our technical bench look like they have studied about Comoros and where to exploit?
Wow.
can you see any signs of us trying to exploit anything in the Comoros team?
Unfortunately, I don't see that we have exploited anything in the Comoros team. We've gone in with the same mentality. We want to without a strategy. You see, if we had capitalized and started Comoros, we should have scored in the first few minutes of the game. We should have scored really in the first few minutes of the game, and unfortunately, we don't seem to have studied our opponents very well, and that's why we are coming from behind.
Reuben, we see our strategy is looking like it's based on hoof it forward for someone to chase the ball. We don't seem like we are creating something and feeding the ball to Patson Daka. But right now, adjusting, hoofing the ball forward for someone to chase, and it's not working in our favor. Is that the strategy you can recommend for this team at this point in time?
Solid runs again. They have got a corner here, and that's how all the fans were happy. We almost scored, but unfortunately, the defenders for Comoros did very well in terms of their defense. And one thing that I've noticed, Lawrence, is that from the time that the game has started, we have not shot on target, Lawrence. We have not shot on target. This is another. This is something that we need to get worried. I think Augustine is right to say we don't have that coordination from the midfield now.
Okay, I was trying to find out to say our strategy looks like we are so much hoofing the ball forward and depositing it to whom it may concern, and we don't seem to have the legs to catch up with those long balls we are sending forward. Is it working in our favor, Augustine?
That's not the type of football we play. We are conditioned to a build-up type of football. We pass, we lay it down, from one player to another, until it reaches to our frontmen, either Patson or Fashion. But at this point, we are struggling to get the ball forward. We don't know how to coordinate the ball, maybe from defense, into midfield and then on to our strikers so they can score. That's why you find that, we tried, I think, there was a shot at goal. Reuben, you said something.
Is there something you want to update us, Reuben?
Yes, like I'm saying, so the fans are still frustrated because there's no creativity in the midfield. Yes, Zambia has gone on the counter attack, and the fans are shouting, hoping that this time we'll penetrate the defense for Comoros. So, like I said, the fans are shouting for change, like for substitution.
If you are just joining us, we are live on Ubuntu channel, watching along the Zambia versus Comoros game. As things stand, Zambia is trailing Comoros by 1-0. I'm here with Augustine and Reuben, who is live in the Heroes Stadium. This is Lawrence, your host as well. So, Augustine, where do we go from here? I think that's the question everybody needs an answer to. Where do we go from here? What's the way forward now?
We need to create chances, clear cut chances, and which is what we are not doing. At this point, you know, you be a radical coach to make changes. If things bring Patson, you might want to bring out one of the two and introduce some effective. You know, you need to create chances and bring them in the box, because you cannot beat Comoros with aerial balls. If you look at the goal Comoros, I think is taking care of the long balls very well. You want to score right in the 18, right in the 16 yard. That's where you want to mount the pressure so that you can get the goal. Because if you're not getting, I think the positioning of Emmanuel Ban might be misplaced. You know, I think there is no strikers. So if you want, you have to strengthen those departments. We cannot cry about the defenders when we are not scoring. We have to show that we can score. We have to show that we can be a threat at goal. Even when we have some of our best strikers, in the long term, we are not showing that hunger to score at the moment.
And the cross is very poor from Rodrick Cabo.
Reuben, for how long are we going to complain about? Can you hear me, Reuben? Well, I think we have lost Reuben there, but I still have Augustine here. We seem to be struggling in the. We apologize for that. We seem to be struggling, Augustine, with the quality of the final ball into the strikers' way pass and all that. The killer pass, is what I'm talking about. Do we have the creativity in the team that we need to create to have something a good chance for our strikers up front?
I think that's what we are lacking. We are lacking the creativity. We are lacking a player that is coordinating our balls up front. I am not sure why this is happening. To be honest, you don't expect a team with quality players like in midfield to be struggling in the manner that we are struggling to bring the ball into the final third. If you cannot bring the ball into the final third, you can't score. And that's why I believe that we need an additional midfielder who's going to be more creative than what we've seen so far. At this point, if you're going to make a change, you probably want to bring in things to add some, into the midfield and onto the strikers. But you also have to be careful that as you mount more offense, you do not expose your defense.
Augustine, earlier in the day, I saw Emmanuel Mayuka on ZNBC explaining that he feels as a country we have lost the Zambian way of playing football. We played in Ivory Coast, hoping for wing backs to come up front and push in those crosses that we always need for the strikers. But he was explaining to me that he was explaining to ZNBC that the Zambian way is we should have wingers wide. We should have wingers wide trying to bring the ball. trying to bring the ball in for the strikers from the wings. Now, do you think we are lacking those wingers who could create those killer passes like we used to have? Remember the Clifford Mulengas, the Rainford Calabas, and all those kind of players. Do you think we are lacking such kind of players at this point in time?
To some extent, he could be right. Here is why we can find his reasoning, spot on. You decide to convert, very good players who, when you give them the offensive role, are going to, give you the creativity that you need. You bring Roger Kawe into number 3. You want to play Lubambo number 2. That in itself, you are killing the suppliers. Those are some of the best suppliers of the ball from the wing. Right now, who can supply the ball? Who can cross the ball from the right or from the left? Now, fine, you've got Lubambo there after playing him, in the wing, but up front, is it doing not as much as expected? He do for him like this one. Of course, the Comoros are very cautious, spread out their play very well, and they are pushing the ball. But our Zambian theme is to play and lay the ball on the ground. 1-2 touches, you dribble 1-2 touches, you get to the goal. We are not accustomed to a football where you pump, balls from a defender forward into the other area. That is not the type of football. We lay the ball on the ground and we pass. We see each other. We pass. We communicate. Sometimes, when in the olden days we called it champagne football. When George Mungwa was coach, the late George Mungwa, may so rest in peace. It was called champagne. That's the type of football that we want to play. But we don't see it in today's football, And partly that's the football that won us the Africa Cup. We can't see it. We don't experience it because players are misplaced. There are no proper positions for the players. You find that the midfield is makeshift. In the next game, the defense is makeshift. In the next game, you're struggling to position, some of your best strikers. So to me, it speaks volumes of the type of technical bench you have if you have to push forward in terms of going further in the game.
You've raised a very important point of makeshift staff in different positions in this national team squad. Today we made the 3 changes from the team that played Ivory Coast, and to some extent, I believe by the time we have the next round of fixtures, we'll have different positions being dished out to other people like that. Is that helping matters in building this squad? Is that really the way we should go in trying to build this squad?
Not at all. It's not helping matters. I'll give you an example. We recently had a player called Benson Sakala. He accounted himself in one of the games in the defensive role midfield. Since then, we have found ourselves at 6s and 7s. We haven't established. We don't even have anyone who can play that position now. We want to bring in Mwepu, then we click for it. We can't go forward. We want to bring in Emmanuel Banda. He's not one that would play effectively in that position. Right now, we are playing, without a proper number 6, and that in itself is a problem for us.
If you are just joining us, we are live on Ubuntu channel. We are live. That's Ubuntu channel.ubuntu. Also on Twitter at Ubuntu channel, and of course on YouTube Ubuntu channel. We would love to hear from you as well. You can tweet us on any of those social media platforms. At this point in time, Zambia was applying some pressure on the Comoros goal, but as things stand still, Zambia is down by a goal to nothing. So At this point in time, Augustine, should the fans be worried?
There is cause for concern. We are going into halftime trailing. I think there is only about 2-3 minutes. If we can, we could have. If we can avoid, I'm watching and at the same time talking, so I see that they are attacking. I want to see what's happening. But anyway, if we could avoid and get a goal before halftime, the better for us. But second half will be unpredictable. Comoros would want to defend. They would try as much as possible to frustrate us as a team, and they could walk away with the win. That would spell doom for us. That would spell doom for our players. It would spell doom for the FA, because there is no way that we can continue. Look at that. We are wasting chances. We've had a couple of chances so far before halftime that we should have put away, but we can't. We should definitely be worried, and going into the second half, if we're not going to put away chances, then we definitely have to be worried.
As Zambia has not been to a number of Africa Cup of Nations so far, and that is where everybody seems to be looking at the Football Association president, Mr. Andrew Kamanga. Is he to blame?
Ultimately, the buck stops at.
And Augustine, just to let you know, there is a red card being shown to the referee has just changed the decision to a yellow card from a red card for a Comoros player. Oh, what a relief for them. I think he was shown a straight red card, but it has been the punishment has been reduced to a yellow card. So you can go on.
Yeah. I'm saying ultimately, the success of our national team lies on the Football Association. The way they administer the game, the way they, are planning for it, and the type of player, the type of technical bench they bring together is entirely their responsibility. The buck stops at the vice president. He is the head of the association. His executive are the leaders in this game. They support him. If we are not succeeding, if we are not performing, you go for the head. You ask them. They need to give you answers. We've done this thing before. Why is it different this time around? Why are we not getting the result? They have to be answerable to the nation, and there's no two way about it. The buck stops at the vice president. If we're not getting the result, answerable to the country, he's answerable to everyone. If he cannot deliver, if he cannot put the results on the table, there is no need for him to continue in that position, because what we are going through as a country and as a football country
Augustine, there is a free kick right at the edge of the penalty area for Zambia, and we shoot well wide.
Put away wide.
It's going to be a corner for Zambia, which that situation looked like a good chance, but Fashion Sakala obviously hit into the wall and the ball went well wide. So a relief for Comoros, who almost just had a player sent off, but the referee was kind enough to reduce the punishment to a yellow. So Zambia has just equalized, by the way. It's now 1 apiece.
Oh, wonderful.
Special thanks to Enoch Mwepu. Augustine, are you there?
Yes, I'm here. Yes, I'm here. I'm here. Yes.
So I'm saying what?
I missed That's a good goal. That's a good goal. That's a beautiful goal.
Okay, this is a special edition of Ubuntu Sports, and we are focusing on the Zambia versus Comoros game, which is being played at the Hero Stadium in Lusaka, Zambia. And as things stand, Zambia has just equalized and have leveled up from Augustine Mukoka with me, and Reuben is live for us at the National Hero Stadium, but we seem to have just lost a feed from him. But we'll get to Reuben as soon as possible to just know how the reaction is going in the stadium. Reuben, is that you? Reuben, can you hear us? Okay, we still can't communicate with Reuben. Augustine, what is your reaction to that?
It's a beautiful goal. I mean, you needed that. Like we were saying before the match went to halftime, we were saying it's the responsibility of the FA president. We cannot change that. And you know, we needed this goal before going to halftime. We needed this goal before going to halftime because it puts at par. And you saw how Enoch was calm. He was collected, chested the ball, hit it with his right, and it was in. Very good ball control and very good focus on the goal. That is what you need from the striker. That's what you need from Fashion. That's what you need from Hudson. You know, they need to come to the party. If they cannot come to the party, they are not, you know, scoring as expected. I mean, yes, there are big stars. You have to make decisions. You have to make decisions, bring them out, push other players, find a strategy. Because if we're going to say we've got Hudson and we're going to keep them for 90 minutes if they're not getting the goal, we cannot keep them on the pitch for 90 minutes if they're not getting the goal. We have to be bold enough to readjust our strategy and ensure that we get a result. What we need, we're playing as a team, and we need a result. Here it is. The goal has come from the midfield. It hasn't come from the two front, you know, striker. It's a crucial goal. We needed it before halftime, and we need to come back purposeful in the second half. We need to make sure our defense is calm and effective, well organized. We also need to make sure that we have a much more who is going to supply the ball. If we have to reduce the strike force, you know, the pair, if we have to adjust the partnership of Fashion and Patson up front, we have got no choice but to do that so that we remain creative. Because the more creative we are, the more players we are up front, the more chances we create for ourselves.
Interesting thoughts. It's right now we have the game is on halftime. So all in all, how do you sum up the first half, and how do you rate the chances of for the team in the second half? I would say a lot of people have actually written off this team as things stand. A lot of people feel if we can be struggling like this against a Comoros team in the first half, then we are in for it. Especially if we can't get the 3 points today at home against Comoros, which is said to be one of the weakest sides we have to beat in the group. Augustine, how do you rate the first half for Zambia this far?
I'm muted. Hello, can you hear me? Lawrence, can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Okay. First of all, I think our biggest competition in this group is Comoros. For us to be able to have a place at the Africa Cup, we need to beat Comoros. There is no two ways about it. We need to beat Comoros convincingly at home. We need to go to their home and beat them. We need to beat Lesotho. We need to beat them on the way. And that would be the realistic chance of finding ourselves at the Africa Cup. If we fail to do so, then we must forget, again, going to the Africa Cup, which is very unfortunate. If you ask me how the first 45 minutes have been, I haven't seen the football that we Zambians are known to play. We've got a goal. We pushed. We hit the upright. We hit the crossbar, and we missed at some point with Fashion. But when you look at our defense, I know that we might have some people might take issue with Shemi. He hasn't had the experience team to come in and make an extraordinary impact. I think that's a player that you needed to continue building from the under 20, just like we've done with the other guys in that position. You need the same for the wing back. I think there's a little bit much more calm in central defense. I don't know why Tandy had to get a yellow card in the first minute. That was unfortunate. But again, I'm very concerned in midfield. I don't know if we are using enough firepower in that area. We don't have stability in terms of our holding role. We don't have a proper number 6. I haven't seen much of Emmanuel Banda. I think he's more of an attacking midfielder than a defensive midfielder. So is Mwepu, meaning that you're playing the game without a defensive midfielder. And that in itself does not show me, that you've got a good strategy to win this match, because you really need to, be cautious in the manner you're going to approach Comoros, in as much as you want to get the goal. You've got a very good, strike partnership of Fashion and Patson. Fashion and Patson. But if it cannot produce the necessary result in a specific time, you only have got 90 minutes. As a coach, you must learn, you must be able to make both decisions. If it means bringing out one of them that has not played, 80%, 90% of their game, you have to tell them, Sani, this is the game you have to rest. Let's try out a different strategy. It's not always that, Fashion or Patson are going to score. Sometimes they'll have off days and there's nothing you can do but bring them up, bring them away, pushing, the other players who can score. In that team, you've got Edward Chilupia who can score, Emmanuel Banda can score, Enoch Mwepu can score. From open play, all these players, Lubambo can score, Cleans can score. You've got the defenders that can score from set pieces. If your top men are not producing the goals, you want to re-strategize, bring in a player that is going to supply that department so that you get the necessary goals. Otherwise, we might be having problems.
Okay, we are still hoping to get hold of Reuben from Hero Stadium. Connectivity seems to be not working on our side, but we shall keep trying. Meanwhile, I want to put you right on the spot, Augustine. Do you think we need to make any change in the second half? And if so, what are those changes you think would be right for this team at this point?
We definitely have to make a change. I would love to see a player like Kelvin Kampamba come in. I think he has a lot to offer in this game. I want to see a Cleans come in. We might need to change a little bit of strategy in midfield. I'm not convinced that we are doing what we need to do in midfield. And I think we need to reinforce that department. That is the area where we force. We have to find a way of adjusting our play in that area.
All right. We seem to be having Reuben come in and still failing to get hold of him. But hey, the program still continues. Unpopular opinion, Augustine. A lot of people have brought up suggestions to say, you remember the Africa Cup, the under 20 Africa Cup winning side Zambia produced. Probably we should have kept that team together up to this stage. Do you think that was the workable solution to our woes as Chipolopolo?
You're saying we needed to keep that unit of the under 20 and graduate it into the national team?
Exactly that.
Okay. First of all, I think football is a gradual game, especially when you're making changes. You don't completely overhaul a team. For instance, you look at the advantages of the goalkeeping department, who at that time was, our dependable goalkeeper. our dependable goalkeeper at that time was Mangani Banda. You know, Mangani had and has his own, you know, height advantage and disadvantages. So if you're going to bring the under 20 into the main team, you'll be dealing with the goalkeeping issue. You also look at, you know, the other challenges that the team had. Its defense too, you know, was not the strongest. I always wonder where, for instance, keeper Solomon Banda has gone. I think he was, you know, a player that you could have worked on. He was a work in progress. He showed a lot of potential. And it's somebody I think you as a country, as the technical bench, as a technical team, you should have continued working on and seeing to it that you continue building and relying on him. The wing back, of course, we've had Prosper in and out. We've had Shemi completely out. He's just coming back recently. But I don't think entirely that we should have overhauled the team and bring in the under 20. We should have gradually phased out those we can, but we haven't had a structured promotion of those players. You know, we've had a moment, you bring these, you take out, you bring these, you take out. And partly has been because, look, in the last 6 years, we've changed coaches so much. This coach comes with his own strategy, brings in a technical bench that recommends a certain number of players that, you know, they like, that, you know, they feel can make the grade. If you look at the numbers, we've had more than 100 to 150 players being rotated for the national team. I mean, that's just too much. We should have kept it gradual, you know, Kennedy went in the second position. Up to now, Kennedy is playing competitive football. I know that, you know, there was an issue. He needed to concentrate on club commitment before these two qualifiers, but, you know, those are players that you needed to maintain. Stofiran Sonzu, you know, has been playing. Yes, some days, again, because of age, he may not have had good games. But those are players you wanted to keep around the team and continue, you know, with meshing them with the under 20 guys. That would have been a better progression strategy than just overhauling the team or bringing in this player. You know, this Benedict Tepeshi today bringing this player. It really has confused the strategy. And a national team does not produce results in a year. It takes time for a national team to gel and become a complete unit that will give you the results you want.
Are you trying to suggest that we should, even if things don't work out for our coach, Mr. Aliosa, we should try and give him some more chance, some more time, and a couple of years to try and get things right, even if things don't work out at this point in time?
First of all, I'm not a proponent of expatriate coaches for the national team. I found them to be time wasting in most instances, and on any given chance, I would rather get rid of an expatriate coach, bring in a local coach who should be in that position for 5 years or so. Give them targets, give them a World Cup target, give them an opportunity to build a team, give them enough resources, give them, a compensation equivalent to what you give an expatriate coach. Give them all the tools, the necessary resources that they need. And I believe that such a local coach would do a better job than a expatriate coach, given the same, material. So advocating for Asanovic to stay and be in the position for a long time. I mean, he's shown us so far what he's capable of doing, and I don't think there's anything extraordinary that he has done. This is not the first time. He was with Beston Chambish as technical advisor, and I don't know what he was advising at the time. He is now the head coach. He's showing us, that he can misplace players. He cannot give us a team that can win us the game without, such struggles. We are struggling against Comoros, and that is not who we should be.
As things stand, the second half is now underway. Zambia is level on one goal apiece against the Comoros. Now, the issue of neutralizing players' nationalities has also taken center stage in the build-up to this round of fixtures for the national team, where we've seen Franklin Sonda having his nationality ratified as a Zambian from wherever.
Verified.
Where he was and invited to play for the national team, and we also expect Mavika to join the fold probably in the next round of fixtures. Now, some people have been criticizing such moves, stating that it's probably best if we try to develop our own, and like trying to pick players who are not even the best where they are to come and represent us when we have players who are also not at the best. So it's better we give the players who are locally available a chance to play for this national team. Are you an advocate of such thoughts, or probably you think otherwise?
Um,
Are you there, Augustine?
yes, I am. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you now.
Yeah, I'm an advocate of having a very strong Zambia national team. But even as we go out there to look for foreign, from Zambians in the diaspora who can contribute to bettering our national team, I think we must look for quality in their leagues abroad. We must look for players who are first team players who are getting place in the first team. They are regular. They are competing to go into the diaspora and get anyone who's kicking the ball. That mission is to get quality players that are going to come and make. However, I believe there's a lot of talent, football talent in Zambia. If we're going to spread our cause back to the country, we are going to get very good players that are going to make the grade in our national team. For the longest time, I think our selection process is highly questionable. Our selection process is dependent on who you know, is dependent on the powers that be. You find that there's a club with a good relationship with the FA, there's an academy with a good relationship with the FA. They've got 7 players from their team into the junior ranks, because the junior ranks are the foundation, they are the buffer of the team. So if you have the more players you expose, the more players you give exposure to be your national team players in future, and that becomes a problem. You're going to focus on academy in Lusaka that you tap players for into the junior team and later on into the national. You are limiting yourselves. You're limiting your market as a football association from where you get your material from.
So Zambia 1, Comoros 1, as things stand, and just like the first half, Comoros have come out all guns blazing at the Chipolopolo, and we do not even know when our team will come out from their cocoon and from hiding. So moving forward at this point in time, how confident are you with the defensive partnership of Tandi Mwape and Frankie Musonda so far? Do you think we can build on that partnership and try to find conducive wing backs for the two?
Well, so far, so good. I haven't seen that defensive partnership being exploited as much. I think we can rely on it. We can build on it. We need them to continue being competitive at their club. we also need to find a stable, number 3, a wing back on the left. We also need to, to give Shemi some good competition on the right, because if Shemi is not there, then who do you rely? You want to get Luambo again. Those are some of the challenges that we have to work through. But if we can continue building on this partnership, I think we'll get somewhere. We'll definitely get somewhere.
Somehow we are seeing Zambia applying some pressure now on the Comoros goal, and we have a corner for Zambia as things stand. But it's still 1-1, and the goal that we scored came from a corner. Should we keep expecting Zambia to pull out something out from the set pieces?
In football, set pieces are very, very crucial. You don't take your chances when you have set pieces. You're punished at some point. So,
and
the more corners
Zambia there had a shot on target, courtesy of Frankie Musonda, who pounced on the rebound who pounced on a clearance from the corner, but the ball was well saved by the Comoros goalkeeper. Again, there seems to be hope on the set pieces.
Definitely. I mean, you set pieces. I good opportunity for you to score, because it's 2 chances in one. The goal, the cross that comes in can either go in or the rebound. So you want to make sure that you have enough men, at your disposal to be able to take care of such opportunities. And I think we must capitalize on them. And there we are, you and Mwepu, well positioned, calm, and he shot in the right spot, and we are an equalizer. I definitely hope we can continue, making use of those set pieces.
And we seem to we seem to be having a player down. One of our players seems to be struggling with a put muscle. I think we might need to make a sub at this point in time, because it doesn't look so good. Again, we have a crisis to deal with, because this is unforeseen substitution we're about to enter into. It's actually, I can confirm, it's Rodri Kawe who seemed to have pulled his muscle. Who do you think comes in on the left back position?
I think we should be able,
if Rodri Kawe goes out.
Is that Reuben over there? I can see Reuben. Is that Reuben?
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can. Can you hear me? Let me see.
Yeah, okay. I'm saying, who do you think comes in for Rodri Kawe in the event that he can't continue?
I should think that Prosper is fit for the game, and given the chance, he should be able to take up that position. At this point, that's not a substitution you wanted. You want a substitution that was going to give you more options in attack. But I think they should be able to bring in Prosper to take up the position.
For a moment, I thought we have managed to get hold of Reuben, but again, we seem to have lost him. All the same. All the same, coming right back at Zambia, looking, and Comoros is clear on goal, and the strike, almost, just a few inches wide from Comoros, but they are coming on the Zambian defense. We were just talking from the partnership of Tandy and Frankie. Do you still rely on them?
Look,
because it looks like the substitution has not happened, and still Cletus, our player seems to be struggling with his I think I can tell it's his hamstring or something like that, but we haven't made the substitution at this point in time.
That's Roderick still on the
at this point in time. And you are saying
that's Roderick still.
He's still on the pitch.
Okay. All right.
And again, Zambia survives. Again, we survive. Comoros is really coming at us at this point in time. There is a reason to worry as things stand. What is the way out of this calamity right now?
We definitely need to make a change. We need to go for a change. We need to stabilize the game.
You are saying?
We definitely need to make a change. We need to stabilize that game.
Is this the point we go on? Is this the point at which we go in and flood the midfield to create?
Not necessarily flood the midfield,
sort of,
but we need
protection for the back four.
I mean, we cannot create protection when we are struggling to even score. In as much as we need a holding midfielder, we need somebody who's also going to open up the Comoros defense with some good split, passes into the paths of Fashion and Patson. We need a player who's going to creatively, send in some through balls. But we again need to neutralize that pressure because Comoros is mounting pressure. They are looking like they want to win that game at all costs. They want to win this game. They are taking no chances. And it should show us how serious they are because they continue piling pressure on us.
If we concede, is there hope?
Well, since we haven't conceded, just as well, I think I want us to rely on the hope that.
Can you hear me, Augustine?
For us. Yes, I can. Can you hear me?
Can you hear me, Augustine?
Yes, I can. Can you hear me? Lawrence, can you hear me?
Now I can hear you.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
I was asking.
One.
Okay, if you are just YouTube and Twitter, our thoughts on the ongoing match between Zambia and Comoros. As things stand, Zambia 1, Comoros 1. Live from the Hero Stadium in Lusaka, Zambia. I'm your host here, Lawrence, and I'm joined by Augustine, who is also providing some thoughts and analysis on the ongoing game. We also have Reuben, who is at the Hero Stadium, but we seem to have lost connection with him. And the moment we get hold of him, we shall definitely bring him through to share with us the experience of the fans right at the Hero Stadium. And this is just this is just a big game that Zambia has to win. It's either they win or they sink. At this point in time, as things stand in the group, Zambia really needs is looking to win this one as things are. Because remember, Comoros won their first game by beating Lesotho by 2 goals to 1. The current standings in the group are Comoros currently, as things stand, has 4 points with a goal difference of +2, followed by Ivory Coast, who have 3 points with a goal difference of +2 as well. Then Zambia comes in third with a point with a goal difference of a -2, and Lesotho stands in the last position with no point, with a goal difference of -2 as well. As things are, Comoros and Zambia are playing their second games, while Ivory Coast and Lesotho are still waiting to play for their second game. So, in the this group, we only have possible qualifier from the group who will join Ivory Coast, who have automatically qualified as the host for the 2023 Africa Cup of Nations. The match statistics at this point shows that Zambia has had 5 corners to Comoros' 3. Wow. Now, we seem to have played Shemi Maembe in the right back, who has been heavily criticized, as we have heard from Reuben in the beginning of the match, because he was being bombarded by the Comoros attacks, and he seems to be falling under pressure. But Zambia went behind, courtesy of a Tandimwape era that led to Eofadu Ben scoring the first goal for Comoros, and Zambia equalized in the 45th, actually in extra time, or the first half, courtesy of Enoch Mwepu, the captain. As things stand, Zambia has a lot of work to do, and we hope that we see a positive reaction from the team. I am Lawrence, hosting you throughout this live broadcast from Ubuntu channel. Now, I want to take you back to where we have come in as a country. Yeah, but Reuben, can you hear me? Okay, we seem not to be able to communicate with Reuben.
Yes, I can, loud and clear.
Okay.
I don't know if you can get me, Lawrence.
Yes, I can hear you now, Reuben. From the time that Zambia scored, we have not had you on, but we want you to take us through the reaction from the fans after that equalizer. How was the atmosphere in the Hero Stadium?
All right, so fans have been hopeful, and Zambia just from missing a golden chance again. As you can hear from the background, I'm sure I can pick the sound. The Heroes Stadium is up and giving the full support to the squad. And I can tell you, Lawrence, that the Makembo choir has been singing throughout from the time the game started up to now. The Makembo choir has been good, and there seems to be some hope, Lawrence, in the second half. Hope that the boys will score.
Good to note that Pastor Peter Makwembo and Zaspofa are live in the Hero Stadium as well, providing the support. So, Reuben, you see the second half from the time it started that Comoros has had the upper hand. They have had the better chances. They have had more of the ball. They have had more of the attacks. And what do you think is going wrong with the Zambia at this point in time?
One of the big problem, Lawrence, that I've seen in this Zambian squad is that there are too many misplaced passes, especially when you are building from the back. You find instead of uh, keeping calm and building up from the back, we're failing, Lawrence. We are being the, the, the team is really being put under pressure by the Comoros players. They have gone for man marking, and they're not giving any chance to Enoch Mwepu and Fashion Sakala. So we hope the technical team is taking note of that, and they might make a few changes.
Yes, Reuben. We got an injury scare there just a while ago. Would you take us through if the player is able to continue and how he looks to be performing?
No, Lawrence, that player I think you want to continue because from where I am, I couldn't see the exact name of the player, but what you could see was that
Reuben,
the
I
player
can't
has
hear
been
you.
taken to the treatment room. He's not even on the bench, but he has been taken to the treatment room, Lawrence.
Reuben, are you there?
I can hear you. Can you get me? Yes, I am. Can you hear me now?
Okay. Yes, I can hear you.
Yeah, I was saying that player, Lawrence, is not even on the technical bench. After that incident, the player was taken direct into the treatment room. I don't think the player is going to continue.
So, are you confirming that Rodrigo has been replaced? And who has?
Oh, Lawrence, I'm being blocked here because it seems that Zambia has got a golden chance. We hope that. All right. So, okay, Lawrence. So you're talking of Rodrigo. The player I was talking about was for the Comoros, the one who has been taken to the treatment room. For Rodrigo, he has made he's back on the pitch.
Interesting to know. Generally speaking, do we have hope that we can collect all the 3 points in this instance?
Lawrence, I can tell you, in terms of if you follow the football rules, we're not playing up to standard in terms of attack. If we were to score any, it will be out of luck.
And not so long ago, we were talking about the defensive partnership of Tandimwape and Frankie Msonda with Augustine before he left. We just want. I just want someone to give me that confidence that we can depend on the two to protect our goalkeeper. The two center backs, can they do? Can they do it for us? Can they help us in resisting the attacks of the Comoros team at this point in time?
All right. So Zambia has just missed another golden chance, Lawrence. Okay, the center backs, Lawrence. For now, I can tell you, friendship so far, apart from that mistake from Tandy Mwape, looks stable. The only part where we're having challenges, Lawrence, is a defensive midfield. We don't seem to have a standby defensive midfield to protect the back four.
What is the solution to that defensive midfield issue that we seem to be facing? Do we have someone who can come and do it for us? Can we look at the bench and try to sort that problem out, or it's a problem that we do not have a cure to at this point in time?
Unfortunately, when I looked at the squad, Lawrence, we don't have a natural defensive midfield in this squad. Most of them, they're all attacking midfield. But for me, I think maybe Kampamba might bring in some experience in this squad if it was to be put in the number 6 row.
So the temporary solution to the problem is Kelvin Kampamba from the bench, because we have Kelvin Kampamba in the ground in the stadium right now, and he can be called out to play. But why do you think the coach is hesitating in bringing Kampamba to do that job? Are you there, Reuben? Are you there, Reuben? Okay, we seem to have lost Reuben once again.
Right, so
But
he's attacking minded.
oh, we have him. Reuben, can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay,
Yes,
why is
I can hear you, Lawrence. Though you are breaking, but what I was
I was
saying, what coach who is attack minded, who is attack minded. So I don't think he can bring players like Kelvin Kampamba. If you check from the Ivory Coast squad, we have to play with two attacking midfielders in the as wing backs, Lawrence, and playing only two natural defenders in Tandy Mwape and Frankie Msonda. So from the start, he has showed us that he's a all attacking minded coach, Lawrence.
Okay, thank you so much for joining us on the Ubuntu channel. If you are joining us from Facebook, YouTube, or Twitter, we appreciate your audience, we appreciate your time, and we appreciate you being with us. This is Ubuntu channel where we believe we are. I am because we are. We are watching along the Zambia versus Comoros game. You have me in the studio, Lawrence, hosting you, and we have Reuben coming live from the Heroes Stadium in Lusaka, where the game is going on. Reuben, kindly just try to show us the atmosphere in the Hero Stadium. We just want to feel it, to feel the excitement that is there. Can you hear me? Reuben, can you hear me? Can you hear me, Reuben? Okay, we are live on Ubuntu channel. This is Lawrence hosting you throughout the game, and right now we are in the 73rd minute. We still have a long way to go. We have about 17 minutes more to 90 minutes, and we
I hope
hope
you are able to see
for the best for the
the
team.
fans, Lawrence.
We we have Ruben from Hero Stadium at this point.
Uh, so, yes, I can hear you loud and clear, Lawrence. Yes, I can. I can hear you loud and clear, Lawrence. I don't know if you can get me.
Yeah, I can hear you, Ruben.
Yeah. So what I was saying, in terms of the support, the Lusaka fans have actually turned up for this game, and giving full support the uh, to the national team. Like I said, the Makembo choir, the Zaspo fans, the Zaspo choir, together with their majorites, they are busy singing, busy cheering for the boys, and I hope they will have the second goal, Lawrence, because fans need to have something to score. And again, so it seems as if we're attacking, but we just lost the ball in the midfield, Lawrence.
How much of significant is the
Spofa
and how significant is the
Spofa important and what?
I'm saying how much of how significant of a role is the Zaspofa and Pastor Makwembo playing?
So Lawrence, I couldn't get your question clearly, but what I can say is that if you have got fans like the Zasposa, always there for you, supporting you all the time, giving you hope, even when you are down, because all the fans in the stadium went quiet when Zambia was down. Only the Zasposa fans or the Makembo choir was busy putting morale into the Zambia national team.
Interesting. I think I would say Pastor Makwembo deserves a medal. Hey, but as things stand, one apiece. If the game ends like this, where does Zambia stand in the qualification of?
So, like I said, Lawrence, in a team like for the national team, you really need to have supporters who are always there for you, even if when you are down or you are losing, because there's a sponsor fans or the Makembo choir is always there. Like I said, in the first half, when Zambia was down, all the fans were quiet except the Makembo, the sponsor choir, which was always cheering for the boys until they equalized, and Hero Stadium came up back to life again.
Okay, that's really interesting to know, Reuben. What are the calculations for Zambia to make sure that they go to AFCON 2023? Because it's like we already need to buy calculators at this point.
Okay, if the game was to end 1-1, Lawrence, so which means Zambia will have 1 point and Comoros will have 4 points, giving Comoros still an advantage to qualify. Now, this is why you need calculators, Lawrence, or why you need your neighbors to help you. Now, here we need a favor of Ivory Coast to beat Comoros for us, and then we need to beat Lesotho when they visit Hero Stadium. This is something that we didn't want, Lawrence, from the word go, and it's like it always repeats itself in terms of the Zambian football. We always have to go to the calculator every time when you are playing the qualifiers.
We have seen Zambia has just made a change, and Kelvin Kampam. We can see Zambia has just made the
Lawrence,
change.
you've muted yourself. You're muted.
Zambia has just made the change, and Kelvin Kampamba is in for Edward Chilufya. Take us through, what do you think is the reasoning behind that? And what do we expect to achieve with that change?
So all right. So some of the qualities that Kelvin Kampamba has is that he can shoot from outside the box, and I think that is what Zambia needs now. You need even players that can shoot outside the box. Lawrence, I'm sure that's the reason why Kampamba is in for Edward Chilufya.
Currently, I don't know. You are watching it in real time at the stadium. We are hearing that there is a set piece situation for Zambia there. Take us through.
Yes, there's a set piece for Zambia, and then the Polo song is up. The fans are up cheering the boys, giving hope to the boys. The Polo anthem is now being rooted in the stadium, Lawrence. I don't know if you can even get me now.
I can hear you. We can hear you loud and clear, Reuben. Continue.
Wow, Lawrence, we almost scored, but the defender. All right, seems the referee has gone for an infringement on the goalkeeper. Tell you what, Lawrence, we're remaining with 10 minutes for Zambia to do something, or else we're going back to the calculation.
Welcome back. Welcome back. Still Zambia 1,
Lawrence, are you there?
Comoros 1. And we have seen Kemuka
a scary moment
throwing
for
in one cross into the box, but was well defended by Comoros. Now, Reuben, are you still there?
Yes, Lawrence.
Okay. Is this not the time for all-out attack for Chipolopolo now, if we have to get the 3 points?
You can say that it's a time for all-out attack. Unfortunately, Lawrence, we don't have a defense that can assure us of defending when all of us go in attack. It's quite difficult, Lawrence. Again, even if we go out in all-out attack, we can't make 2-3 passes. We can't complete 2 or 3 passes, Lawrence. It's quite terrible.
Interesting stuff. Interesting stuff. At this point in time, can you confidently say Zambia will win?
With the way we are playing, not at all, Lawrence. Like I said, at this stage, we only need luck on our side because we can't build up from our midfield. The strikers are really struggling to get the ball. If you see from the second half, I don't think until you're following the game and you from the start you couldn't see even any chance for Patson Daka.
Actually, I was going to ask about Patson Daka. He's really had a quiet game, and he had a big chance earlier on in the second half, and he hit the upright from close range. Actually, he hit the post from close range. Do you think we need he needs some assistance up front, or is okay the way we have left him alone up front?
Lawrence, even if we were to put someone up front there, still there is no build up from the midfield. That's what the problem is. We seem to have an attack, Lawrence, from the right wing, and the cross. Unfortunately, it will result in a corner.
All right. Zambia has a corner at this point in time, and I keep getting hopeful every time we have a set piece like this because we scored our goal from the set piece. Do you think?
Look at the counter attack from Comoros, Lawrence. Look at the counter attack from Lawrence. Look. We've survived the scary moment there, Lawrence. Comoros were building up from a counter attack. These are the results of all-out attack, Lawrence. These are the things that you expect.
We are surviving by the grace of God here, I think. But again, We have a three-man midfield, and Comoros seems to be sweeping through like there is no one in the midfield.
Exactly. That's why earlier on I told you that the only problem that Zambia has now is the midfield. We seem to be stable at the back with the partnership of Frank Msonda and Tandy Mwape. With Shemi Maembe, seems to be strong in the second half. He started poorly in the first half, but he's gained his momentum and he's looking good in the second half.
Interesting things are happening there, but at this point in time, I'm beginning to lose hope for this for in this game, and also in the whole of the qualifiers, because I think if we can't get maximum points here at home, what are our chances back in Comoros?
Well, we have another corner, Lawrence. We have another corner. We need to take one of these corners, Lawrence. We need to convert one of them.
I agree with you. And that was a big. I would say that was a great play from Patson Daka. After talking about him, and he was alone though. The best he could get out of there was a corner, which he did. Now,
we have a free kick just outside the penalty area.
Zambia in all our previous qualifiers, what exactly are we doing wrong?
Sorry, Lawrence. The fans are shouting. I couldn't get you clear. If you can repeat your question.
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
What are we doing wrong as a country at this point in time?
Well, it's a goal! It's a goal for Zambia! Yeah!
Finally. Finally, we seem to have that goal, and Zambia is leading 2-1 at this point in time, and we are just 2 minutes away from full time. Wow, amazing scenes coming in from Hero Stadium, and seems to be a great day so far for these fans who were complaining in the early stages of the game. But hey, Ubuntu channel is right in Hero Stadium.
I can't get you.
The live
from our end.
Reuben, we just want to get a feel of the stadium, of the fans in the stadium. Can you just give us that?
No, Lawrence.
Yes.
In the far end, we have a fan who's just jumped into the pitch. There's a pitch invasion from the fans, Lord. Everyone is up and shouting to Polo yeah from our end here. It seems to be interesting, Lawrence.
I believe
believe that Polo would score in the 7th minute.
Again, it's from a set piece. Are we going to depend on set pieces, Reuben? Reuben, can you hear me?
Like I said, in this game we need luck for us to win. How can we score when
Okay, we seem to have lost Reuben again from Heroes Stadium, but hey, the show goes on, and we are right in the 80. We are right in the 90th minute at this point in time with 4 minutes of additional time. Zambia leading Comoros by 2 goals to 1. This has been a roller coaster ride for Chipolopolo fans as things stand, because we went down in the first minute and then equalized late on in the first half. Then now Zambia is leading in the second half and with just extra time to play. Wow. Nobody ever believed and no one ever gave this team a chance. But we are here, and Ubuntu is live, taking you through the whole lot of the experience from Hero Stadium and, of course, from us in the studio. Now, as things stand, again, I'll go back to our log as things stand. Comoros will maintain the second position. That is the drop from first to second, leaving Ivory Coast a clear way at this point in time, who also have 3 points. But Comoros have now have a goal difference of +1, while Zambia has a goal difference of -1. Lesotho still stand at no point as things stand. Welcome back, Augustine. Augustine, we can't seem to hear you. Can let me try. Reuben, are you there? Can you hear me, Reuben? Augustine, are you there? We seem not to be able to communicate, but I have Reuben and Augustine back live with me on your screens, and hopefully we'll be able to communicate so that they can also express their views at this point in time. But Zambia is now leading 2 goals to 1, and it seemed impossible, as Reuben has put it, from the stadium, and all the fans are excited. All the fans are having a nice time in the stadium. Augustine, can I hear you? Can you hear me?
Yes, Lawrence, I am enjoying the moment of the Chipolopolo fans. Earlier on, you had asked me a question of, are we going to be depending
I
on
don't
set
think so.
pieces?
We are now going into the 93rd minute of
Yes, I
extra
can. I
time
don't know if you can hear me, Lawrence.
as things stand, and at this point in time,
Lawrence, I can hear you. I don't know if you can get me.
okay. This is Lawrence taking you through the Zambia versus Comoros game. As things stand, Zambia is leading by 2 goals to 1, and we are just a few seconds from the end of the game. Augustine, welcome back. Still can't communicate with Augustine as things stand, but all the same, Zambia finally have their first 3 points. I think I should guarantee. I can bet on the three. They have will bag their first 3 points if the game ends like this. And this is what every Zambian out there has been looking out for. Augustine, what are your thoughts? And it has come to a conclusion. Zambia wins this one by 2 goals to 1. Now, what seemed impossible at first has finally been achieved. So, taking you through the highlights of the game, Zambia conceded the first goal in the 13th minute through Eofadu Bena for scoring for Comoros, courtesy of an error from Tandi Mwape, and Enoch Mwepu equalized for Zambia in the second minute of extra time before halftime. Then Zambia won it courtesy of an 88th minute goal that gives Zambia the 2-1 winner at this point in time and giving Zambia all the 3 points at this point in time. Augustine, are you there?
Hello, Reuben. Can you hear me? Hi, Lauren. Can you hear me? Hello? Hello, can you hear me?
Hi, can you get me? All right, so the game is
Hi, Reuben. Can you hear me?
second the day, beating Comoros 2-1 here at Heroes Stadium. And one thing that we are having. Can you get me?
Can you hear me? Yes, I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can. Can you? Yes, I can.
Okay, wonderful. Yes, yes, I can hear you. Yes. A very good result to witness. That was a spectacular goal by Kingsley Kangwa. I think it was a decent substitution that we expected at that time, and it yielded dividend for Zambia. A very good result. It puts us back in the race, and we've won. In as much as we still have a lot of homework to do, this is a good result going forward, especially if we have to go and face Lesotho in September, because we have to beat Lesotho at home. We have to go and Lesotho and win. But this is an excellent result for us to have at the moment, because a draw would have virtually killed our hopes and our aspirations for a place at at the next Africa Cup in Ivory Coast. Can you hear me, Reuben? Thank you very much. What is the atmosphere like in the stadium?
I was worried of this game to tell you, because our midfield wasn't solid. We couldn't build up for the. Yes, I can hear you. I don't know if you can hear me.
Yes, you are breaking, but I can hear you.
Hi, Augustine. Can you get me now?
Yes, I can, Reuben. I can get you, yes. Loud and clear.
All right. So we seem to have some challenges with Mr. Augustine there. And Mr. Augustine is in UK. Comoros. So everyone is happy. Version here, that's to show. So it is an atmosphere. Everyone is happy. Game started, and when Zambia was